Experienced with systems and personnel and management and technology, we can control our borders and get control of this situation to begin with. We should not have an amnesty that talks, again, once again, about an automatic path to citizenship. This is not a proper policy. Instead, what we should do is to say to people who are here illegally, or the borders are now sealed, you need to come in and register with us and tell us that you're here, and then we'll determine what needs to be done. And if you don't come in and register, you will remain in illegal status, and you may very well be captured and sent back. We have to do something in order to address these kinds of issues with employers and employing people who are illegal aliens and driving down wages for regular working people. I have to address this issue as a security basis. It is dangerous that we keep our borders all north and south open and porous. It's a danger to the United States. Americans expect all of us, each other, to obey the law. I have been an elected prosecutor. I've been a courtroom lawyer. I've been an elected prosecutor. I've tried murder cases myself. I've handled other cases and handled lawyers who prosecute thousands of felony cases. I've been the Attorney General of the state of Virginia, and I know what Americans expect. They expect that we will obey the law, and that our children and our neighbors will obey the law. And they will not tolerate the idea that people can come into this country illegally and break the law, and somehow that's okay. Thirdly, energy security. We have to form a whole new program for energy independence in this country. A program that I would entitle American Energy Freedom, and begin to have a serious conversation with the American people about the nature of this challenge that we face. The American people understand that the security of our children and our grandchildren and the national security of this nation is in the hands of people who do not share our national interests or our national desires for liberty and freedom. And they're nervous about that. We have to talk to American people about additional sources of energy independence. That means that we may have more and do more in nuclear power and do more on biomass and natural gas and ethanol and other types of sources, clean coal. The entire array has to be part of a national program towards energy independence for this country. Only then do we empower ourselves and we can act more truthfully and faithfully across the world today as we should. And then finally, we have to talk to the American people about energy usage, and let them know that when they save and conserve energy, it's not just a matter of saving a few dollars in their pocketbooks. It's a matter of the national security of the United States. And all this together, we can advance the cause of America and the world and the safety and security of our people. And finally, economic security here at home. We've developed a culture that says that people should not be as independent as I think they should be. We have to empower people to be more independent in their own lives and to gather up opportunities to create more wealth and opportunity for themselves. It's not a matter of just teaching people that they should prepare to be dependent upon government programs, which is breaking the back of the taxpayer as we try to support it. And a challenge is forthcoming about how we're going to fund these programs, and the national discussion has only just begun about how we're going to do that. The best way at it is to give people more of their own money back by controlling spending and the size of government. Classic Reagan principles: control the size of spending in government, reduce taxes on people so they can have more of their own money to invest and create opportunities and meet their obligations around the kitchen table. Issues about how you're going to meet these high tuitions, how you're going to deal with the issue of high mortgages, what are you going to do about the obligations that people have, and meanwhile all their money's being taxed away. We have to empower people by giving them better education and more opportunity to become more independent in life. So these are principles that we have, and we're going to talk more about this in this campaign. And we're going to do it a lot through the web page. We're going to do it a lot by direct webcasting and talking directly to people. We will talk to people through the press, to be sure, in the traditional way, but we'll also talk directly to people. And I hope that people will go to gilmoreforpresident.com so we can begin to get their email addresses and engage them in this national conversation. This campaign needs a candidate who is a true Reagan conservative. And I've been that my whole life. When I started politics when I was 17, I entered into conservative politics. As far back as 1976, I was an alternate delegate to the National Convention for Reagan at the National Convention in Kansas City. I have run as a candidate, a conservative candidate. I've been elected by a broad majority of Virginians, a very diverse state. and I've governed as a conservative. And finally, maybe the last and fourth point, you have to have a candidate who will do what they say they're going to do, will keep their word and be genuine and honest about who they are and what they are. Where you have been is probably where you're going to go. And that's true for the Republican candidates, and it's true for the Democratic candidates. I have a genuine track record, and I am a genuine conservative. I have kept my word, and I do what I say I'm going to do. And I think the American people are looking for that. And that's why I am in this race, as a consistent conservative that the American people can count on. Someone who won't waffle, waver, change, or pretend there's something else in order to get this nomination, in order to become President of the United States. People need someone that they can count on who will be reliable, and where I have been is where I'm going to go. And these are the principles that I'm running on. And this is why I'm a candidate and have chosen to come into this race. And if together we push forward this candidate based upon these values and these principles, I believe we will create an America that is safe, that is confident and self-confident, that is more independent, and preserves all of our freedoms at home and around the world. Thank you for the chance to be here today. Thank you for coming to this announcement.